and welcome to another episode of Studs Up. You already know what it is by now. It's brought to you by talkSPORT Bet. I am your host, Ryan Scott Douglas, and you can watch us on YouTube, of course you can, but you can listen to us as well, wherever you get your podcast from. Spotify, Apple, wherever it is, you can listen, so please do. Whether you're making yourself a coffee right now, make yourself a tea, you're travelling in, strap yourself in for best part of an hour's worth of riveting conversation. No bents this week, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to introduce the man opposite me. And look, we're learning more about this guy every passing day. And to be honest, he'll never have a problem with you. He's one of those guys, unless you wear a football shirt, unless you play PlayStation, and hang out with Angry Ginge as well. It's Rory. How are you, mate? You good?
Yeah, I'm very well. None of the above is true. None of it is true. I don't have a problem with you. I just give you my opinion on certain things. That seems to go a little bit wild. That went crazy, didn't it?
Honestly.
Are you a gamer?
I'm a gamer.
See, this is why you've brought it up.
Yeah.
I feel like you feel personally attacked, don't you?
I know you now, yeah. And I just know your dynamic. I know your vibe. And you've never got to me, Rory. Even when we disagree, you've never got to me. I watched that one about gamers, and it's the first time I thought, hang on a minute.
Yeah, who do you think you are?
Yeah, I couldn't believe. Now I know what everyone else feels.
Yeah, I just don't play computer games, and I can't really rationalise how grown men do.
What was the last game you played? How about that? Let's start there.
Sensible Soccer. Sensible Soccer in 1999.
What would that have been on? The SNES or
Something like that, yeah. Mega Drive.
So what is it about? Because I have to get into it. We barely kicked off the podcast. Why? What is it about gaming that you can't get your head around? Because you said you couldn't be mates with a gamer.
I just can't imagine the mindset where I'm just at home. Like, in terms of like whiling your hours away, my wife comes in with the children and everything, and I'm just sitting there like playing imaginary shooting games. Yeah, it's like, it's quite emasculating.
Oh, I don't know. You know what? To me, it's like therapy. That's what it feels like. It feels like therapy. I could just switch off. I know I've got my hour, I've got my 2 hours, and I can just get lost in this other world. It's unbelievable.
See, and everybody's got their escape. This is the thing. It's quite hypocritical of me speaking the way that I do, because I have my version of that. It doesn't happen to be taking over the world, which I think is absolutely bonkers. But I do have my own version of that. Yeah. Like, I like to play poker. So my version of that will be in a casino online playing cards.
Yeah.
Like, that's my... You know, when I just think, right, for a few hours, I'm not a dad, I'm not a husband, I'm literally just going to go and play some cards and have that kind of mind-numbing Rory time.
Yeah.
So I've got my version of it. It's just an adult version of it rather than a child's version.
Sadly, a lot of people agreed with you as well. Here's a follow-up. Do you think your kids will think you're a boring dad for not liking games? How about that?
No, because I will encourage. I've got 2 daughters.
Yeah.
They're not going to be playing computer games all that often. Like, no, it's not how to conduct yourself, in my opinion. But look, if you do, more fire to you. Good luck to you. It's just, it don't chime with the way I see the world.
Oh, fine. You know what? Fine. But like I said, a few comments agreed with you.
None agreed with me. I got it in the neck, Ryan.
Did you?
Nobody cares about my men's mental health. Everyone called me everything.
Another week for Rory Jennings. There we go. I'm starting a weekly feature, mate. I'm sorry, but after that bombshell last week that you were responsible for Patrick and the meme, that's just become part of UK culture. Any more EastEnders lore? Here's my question to you. Your EastEnders career, right? Your character got locked up. We established that last week.
Yeah, because my bird was a grass.
Yeah. She stitched you up, didn't she? Is there a way back for you? Would you contemplate going back? What if EastEnders came out and said, Rory...
What, you're out of nick?
Yeah, he's out of nick. He's gonna.
Craig Dixon is out of prison. He's served his sentence. Yeah. And he's come out of prison and he's looking to be rehabilitated in Walford.
Yeah. Would you take that role back?
Yeah.
Would you?
Yeah, but why not?
Are you listening, EastEnders?
Why not?
Are you listening? We need to get back.
I mean, they keep having everyone back. I saw Kathy Beale in it the other day. She'd finished before I even went in. She's now
my
back.
God.
Yeah.
I know.
Michelle Collins was dead. And she's back. Gosh. Cindy.
They're bringing everyone back. And you're only in the nick.
I'm only in the nick. I didn't even die.
You could break out. It could be an unreal
It could be
story.
unbelievable, yeah.
Oh my
the
God.
only problem is my then girlfriend is now dead. There's lots of deaths in Walford.
Yeah, I always think if they got CCTV in the Vic, it would solve
so
90% of the problems, wouldn't it?
Who shot Phil?
Yeah.
Check the CCTV.
We'll check the CCTV, yeah. There you go. It wouldn't be much to watch. I have to ask you that. I'm going to make that a weekly thing. Right, so let's react to a bit of the sporting world and the things that have been dominating the headlines.
Good week, I think.
Always.
I've enjoyed it.
Yeah, me too. For international play, it's been good, hasn't it?
We've had some amazing moments, haven't we?
Yeah.
Like Ireland and Scotland. Like both unreal. Like whatever you think, whatever you wanted the outcome to be, they're historic moments.
Yeah.
Like if you think about the biggest goals in British football,
Yeah.
British and Irish football, the biggest goals, best goals ever scored. I think you're going to be talking about some of them that you saw this week. Genuinely believe that.
I think you could probably look at the Scotland game and say 3 of the best goals they've ever scored came from that game.
Like if you think what over the years, what are the most iconic Irish goals ever? You probably go maybe Robbie Keane against Germany in 2002.
Yeah.
Ray Houghton, undoubtedly in the Giants Stadium. Ray Houghton scoring against Italy in a World Cup in New York City. Think of the history of New York City. It's Ireland versus Italy in a World Cup in a Giants Stadium, and Ireland beat Italy.
Yeah.
Like that Ray Houghton goal, obviously, will live long in the memory. There was, I think, John Aldridge scored against England. There'll be big moments, right? But perhaps
Could be this week.
probably not bigger than Ray Houghton's, but pretty big on the scale of goals scored for the Republic of Ireland.
It'll be spoken about like for many a year to come, 100%. And that Scotland game,
Yeah.
Let's start there. Maybe the scenes at Hampden Park. Scott McTominay, right now, by the way, I said that I can't remember what the post was I replied to, but I commented, what a moment in time Scott McTominay is having, because he's adored by club, and now adored by country as well.
Love him.
To produce bicycle kicks, for both is unbelievable. We're talking about an amazing player who was part of the Ballon d'Or shortlist as well, by the way. Like, Man United missed a trick, but
do you think that? That's what.
Yes.
Do you know what my question was going to be to you? Obviously, you're a United fan, and a very good friend of mine, a fella called Adam McCullough, big Manchester United fan, and he has been replying to people on Twitter, which you should probably never do. But he's been replying to people on Twitter. People are saying to him, "You owe McTominay an apology. You've gone for McTominay." They're going, "Adam McCullough, you have gone for McTominay. You hounded him out of the club," which is obviously not true.
No,
but that's what's being presented. And now you need to eat some humble pie because Manchester United would be a better team with Scott McTominay in it. Adam is saying absolutely not. Doubling down, absolutely not. He wasn't good enough to play for Manchester United. He doesn't get in our team now. And Manchester United made the right decision letting him go.
Yeah.
Do you agree with Adam McCullough?
Yeah, to be honest with you. But I also...
You are both wrong.
Yeah, well, no, hold on. hold on. I think I agree with points of what he's saying, but my point about it is, obviously we missed a trick letting him go, and there's something to be said about having a local lad in the club. I think that's always the avenue to go if you want to. However, with Scott McTominay, this transfer in particular, he was all right for Manchester United, but I also believe there's a natural progression in footballers. Just because he's at Manchester United doesn't mean that's going to be the club that he finishes his career with. Just because we started there, I think that was just a natural progression. He was okay. He wasn't tearing. No one can tell me that Scott McTominay was tearing up trees in the Premier League. He had great moments, but ultimately Manchester United thought they could get a better caliber of player. He's gone, and ironically, although Manchester United is his home, realistically in Napoli, he's found his home now, and I think
but
that's
you
just
have
a
to
natural
acknowledge
progression.
mistakes as
Yeah,
well.
sure.
You have to acknowledge. So, for example, when Chelsea let Mohamed Salah go, it was in isolation the correct decision. When Chelsea let Kevin De Bruyne go, we let him go, and we won the league. So, on some level, we didn't make a mistake letting him go, but somebody at Chelsea, probably Mourinho, should have been able to look at De Bruyne and go, this bloke is going to be a world-class superstar and we need to keep hold of him.
Yeah.
I think somebody at Manchester United needed to look at Scott McTominay and see this evolution, see this progression, because he's turned into a top-class footballer, a top-class personality, and something that Manchester United don't have enough of, and you touched on it, about the homegrown thing. Like, there was a reason why Sir Alex Ferguson, who is the best manager to have ever lived, certainly the Premier League era, there was a reason why a man as great as him would always prioritise the Nicky Butts of this world, the Phil Nevilles of this world,
the Darren
the
Fletchers
Scott McTominays of this world.
Yeah.
There is a reason.
Yeah.
And I think when you see what Scott McTominay's doing, he's now got that stature. Do you know, I saw a picture of him, and he's standing at Napoli, standing on the pitch, in a suit, looking incredibly handsome, weirdly.
Somehow,
and he's got an
leveled up.
espresso. Yeah, he's got an espresso. And you're like, suddenly he looked like a man capable of the stature of playing for Manchester United. And I know that's going to sound weird. It sounds like I'm saying that you need to be handsome to play for Manchester United. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying that it does take a particular standing. And Eric Cantona had it. There's a prestige to who you are. Yeah. And there was a time when he didn't have it. He would shrink.
Yeah.
Suddenly he's got that. He's got that presence. And I think that presence would be inspirational. I think it would make Manchester United a better team now. And I think somebody, whoever decided to let him go, has made a chronic error.
I agree with you. But you can't tell me. I'll put it to you. I'll put it back on you. You can't tell me when Manchester United sold Scott McTominay, you said, "Oh, they're making a mistake here."
No, you're completely correct. I did not say that.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
But Ryan, I don't earn millions of pounds working for Manchester United. Someone
behind the scenes.
I didn't think it was a mistake. Of course I didn't. I didn't think it was a mistake when De Bruyne left.
Potential isn't always identifiable, though. You know.
No, it is. Someone's job is to go, don't sell De Bruyne. He's wicked.
Yeah, in hindsight, but let's say De Bruyne may have shown some signs that he was going to become that player, but to hang your hat and keeping him around in the club, you know, that's quite a big decision to make. And let's be frank, De Bruyne and Scott McTominay, their leagues apart. No. But with Scott McTominay, he's having a fantastic couple of years. Like I said, an amazing moment in time for him. And to be honest, as a Man United fan, and I think the majority of the fan base go, "Good on you, kid."
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
There's great, good for you. But to say it was a mistake to sell him is steeped in hindsight.
If Manchester United ever get into Europe again and play Napoli, and Scott McTominay comes back to Old Trafford, does he get a nice reception?
Yeah.
Did the Stretford end sing his name?
Oh, absolutely. There's no bad blood in that transfer whatsoever. I'd go as far as saying, you know, there'd be more bad blood with the Rashford. You know, and I still think that, you know, Rashford would be received quite well, but more so for Rashford than someone like Scott McTominay. We wish him all the best. It's one of those things, and collectively, I feel that's the case. But interesting. Let us know what you think about that, because that is a good point. Right, Wales, Northern Ireland. Just as we've come on air, actually, I say come on air, start to film the podcast. They've been drawn their playoff teams that they're going to play. So I'll get your live reaction to this, and Rory. Italy have drawn Northern Ireland.
It's a shame for Northern Ireland.
Yeah, isn't it?
It's not impossible. I remember North Macedonia disposing of Italy. Do you remember?
Yeah.
So it's not impossible, but obviously it's one of the trickier ties that they could have got.
They're not the Italy of old. Is
they're not.
A caveat that I'll add there.
And why is that? We're going off topic here, right? But you know, when I was young, Italian football was so prestigious. I loved it. I genuinely did. And it's the most romantic land of football in my head, right? It always had a Del Piero, a Signori, a Totti, a Roberto Baggio, a Gianluca Vialli, a Zola. Icon after icon after icon. Beautiful artists of football.
Yeah.
Where are they?
Where is it? I know. Even with the manager as well.
Where are they?
Yeah, absolutely. There's a problem there. There's a problem there that probably won't solve itself anytime soon as well, because you've got to look back at who's coming through. So I think it's difficult for Northern Ireland, but I also think there's a way through there. That's not a foregone conclusion. Next one, Wales versus Bosnia. Wales at home. That's not too bad. I don't think that's too bad for Wales. What do you think?
Yeah, I think look, Bellamy's doing a very good job.
Yeah,
Bellamy has made them capable. So yeah, I don't think it's not a bad draw in the way that Italy is a bad draw for Northern Ireland. I can see a world where Wales get through that.
Yeah, and if they do, by the way, and Northern Ireland beat Italy, they play each other in the
Wales versus Northern Ireland.
Yeah.
This happened recently. Do you remember when Wales played Scotland recently?
Yeah.
And it got quite heated.
Yeah, I know.
It always will. Battle of Britain.
Yeah, it always will between home nations. We'll talk about that in a sec, actually. I'll pivot back to that. Czech Republic versus Ireland is the last one here. So, again, they're a stubborn team, Czech, don't get me wrong, but there's a way through for Ireland there, and they've been playing quite well.
Yeah, I mean, if they're ever going to do it, it's off the back of what's happened. You know, in terms of like, are they better player for player? Probably not. But can they just be buoyed and the form team and they feel like they've got it on the crest of a wave? Maybe. And I'd like it to happen. I'd love it to happen for the Republic.
Do you know what, with the Republic of Ireland, Rooney said that they over-celebrated as well, that their 3-2 win. Did you agree with that? Do you think they went too far with the celebrations? Because I'm not a celebration police kind of guy. I'm saying if you're feeling that in a moment, you go for it. Like, I have no problem.
They were out, right? They felt like they were out.
Yeah.
So on some level, it's not over-celebrating. I think the reason why Rooney is right in saying that it's over-celebrating is because from Rooney's perspective, it is right.
Yeah.
Rooney's perspective is only ever genuine excellence. He is a man who only ever tried to win the very top tier silverware. Qualification in itself wasn't worthy of celebration. Equally, getting through to a good... No, I can see why Rooney thinks it's too strong.
Yeah.
But Rooney is in the very, very particular bracket.
If you're holding it by Rooney's standards.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
by Rooney's standards, it's nonsense. But if I was in that Ireland team, I'd be going potty.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I would be. But I don't understand why Rooney's like, wait, we celebrating?
Yeah.
Roy Keane, wait, we celebrating?
Yeah.
Steve Gerrard, Jamie Carragher, we celebrating?
Yeah,
There's nothing to celebrate here. We will celebrate when we get to a tournament at the very, like, That's minimum.
Yeah.
And then when we really celebrate is when we start winning games at a tournament.
Yeah.
So I do see why Rooney's been fairly scathing about that. But that's because if you see the world through the lens of Wayne Rooney, he's one of the best footballers to have ever lived. Of course, he doesn't think, rescuing it and the death to not even qualify is worthy of celebration. And I guess he'd say it's slightly premature.
True.
Everything that I said about, mate, they're on the crest of a wave. This is great. They're full buoyed. I've seen it in the past where, I'll give you an example, Chelsea. We should have won a double under Antonio Conte. It wasn't a great team, but it was a great manager. And we won the league in the end, over 90 points. Victor Moses, that Marcos Alonso team.
Yeah.
We got to the FA Cup final that year. People forget we should have won a double. In our history, we've only ever won a double. But basically, Diego Costa and that, they all went celebrating the league. We got done by a very average Arsenal team on the following week in the cup final.
Yeah.
And it was a missed opportunity.
Yeah.
So I do see why Rooney would go, nothing's won yet, lad.
Yeah, hold your horses.
Yeah.
No, it's a good observation, actually, that. Sorry, I sound so surprised.
That
was a good observation.
Roy, I've been working with you for about 3 months, mate. That was weird.
That was a good
one. Playing
at
there.
That was a good one. Right, we talked about how feisty it can get between home nations, right? Do you care about the fates of the other nations? Your Wales, your Northern Irelands. Yeah. You care?
Yeah, I care.
First of all, I didn't expect that from you. Yeah. What? Because I'll
wait. When you say care, you mean it could be positive or negative, right?
Well, yeah. That's a good point.
I mean, I'm not ambivalent to it. I'm ambivalent.
Do you want them to go through?
If Belgium get there, I don't care about Belgium.
Right.
I will certainly watch a Scot. I love Steve Clarke, right, for Chelsea reasons. So I'll always watch. I was watching the other night. I was watching the other night.
Yeah.
So yeah, I do. Yeah, of course I care.
Do you? Okay, I'll one up it then. Do you want them to go through to the World Cup?
I'm in a very difficult position. Because naturally, I love the home nations. Like, I'm very patriotic, but I love the home nations. But their hatred of us makes me it makes it difficult to love them.
Yeah.
It makes it difficult, but generally, yeah, I like Scotland. I've had a great time in Scotland. I love Scottish people. Like, I really do.
Yeah.
So yeah, I kind of do, but then they get on my nerves when they hate England so much. And it's the same with Wales.
Wales, Northern Ireland.
Ireland's a bit different. The Republic of Ireland's a bit different. Right. Like my dad's Paddy. My dad's from Kerry.
So you got a soft spot.
Yeah, I've that game we were talking about, the Ray Houghton game.
Yeah.
My dad, he was there.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow,
my dad was
cool.
there. My dad, my dad is English in as much as, but he was born in Ireland. His mum and dad are Irish. Yeah. He's lived in Kilburn all his life, but my dad is Irish. So the Republic, I have a soft spot. I'd go to a Republic of Ireland game. Yeah. I'd happily go. I'd support them. I wish them well. I'm an England fan though. England. When I follow, I don't know. I must have done 50 away England European games.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like the Republic. I don't mind Scotland being there. I don't really want them. I'll tell you what. You know when Wales got to the semi-final, I'd had enough of that. I'd had more than enough of that.
Yeah.
That went too far. I was quite pleased for them to get there. I was there when we beat them in Lons. You know when Bale scored that free kick and Sturridge. That was amazing. Yeah. Like, we beat them in Lons. It was absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
But I was quite pleased for them to be there and lose.
Yeah, for sure.
When they were in the semi-finals and that, I was like, okay, enough's enough now. yeah.
Do you know what?
What about you? I get the impression that you don't want them to.
I couldn't care less, Rory. In fact, no, I could care. I don't want them to go through. I feel this bitterness there. I don't know what it is. I feel this rivalry there. Whenever I see them, especially, I've got a thing for Wales. I just feel like the Welsh don't like the English.
They hate us.
And naturally, I don't like them back.
But their responsibility is to be snide to us in the way that our responsibility is to be loving to them. Yeah. It's like the way I feel about my kid. Like, you know, when I see my daughter, I go, morning, Clementine, how are you? I love you. And she'll kick me. I'm nice to her and she's allowed to be snide to her dad, right? You're nice to your 7-year-old. Your 7-year-old is snide to you.
Right. That's
I kind of feel it's really patronising.
You're patting them on the head there.
Yeah, which is really patronising.
Well, I to be honest with you, if Wales don't make it through...
Do you want Wales to make it?
No, I'll probably laugh.
Do you want Scotland to make it?
No. Scotland, I've got a soft spot for them, but I'm half Scottish. Right. So, but still, I wouldn't care if they didn't make it.
Yeah.
But the fact that
I won't care. I won't care if they and also on some level, I'll enjoy that they don't. On some level, I'll enjoy that they don't.
I will take pleasure.
Like, do you remember all that? Yes, sir. I can boogie.
Yeah.
I remember when. Do you remember that Patrick Schick scored from like the halfway line?
Yes.
I put a video up of me dancing to that. Yes, sir. Yeah. So I can enjoy them losing. But yeah, if Scotland are playing Germany, I want Scotland to beat Germany.
Yeah.
Cool.
Absolutely.
What about Northern Ireland? Do you want them to go through?
No.
No?
I'll probably laugh if they don't make it.
Still haunted by David Healy.
Yeah, yeah, it could be that. I still feel that kind of club tribalism. I feel that kind of steeps over to the international scene for me. I don't want them anywhere near it. I will celebrate if they don't get through. I'm more in that camp than I'm in the other camp, and that's just where we are. Quickly, because I don't know if we actually touched on Scotland's performance, and we talked about their
amazing.
Goals and stuff. Amazing. Unbelievable, wasn't it?
Amazing.
Yeah.
Because also, like, I love Steve Clarke, but his managerial style is quite negative. Like he's a great fullback for Chelsea. He's actually a forgotten fullback. He's a very good player. But his managerial style kind of mimics the way that he would play the game, which was safe.
Yeah.
They took the handbrake off, man. They went mad.
Yeah.
They went mad.
I know.
And they went for it, and the stadium was rocking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you see Ali's video? He was out in Vegas, and he just lost his voice. He's only watching it in a bar.
In Vegas?
Yeah. I don't know what he's doing in Vegas. I've not asked any questions.
Well, so McCoy's watching Scotland in Vegas.
Yeah.
Now, I tell you what.
Go on.
You know when people go, if you could be anywhere, like, if you could go back to anything, like, I'd love to be at the Ray Houghton goal when he scored in the Giants stadium, right?
Yeah.
If I could be at anything, when Chelsea won the FA Cup in 1970 against Leeds, I'd love to be there. Do you know where else I'd transport to?
Vegas.
With Ali McCoist watching Scott McTominay score a bicycle kick.
Oh, God, can you imagine?
Do you know who deserves credit we haven't spoke about?
Go on.
Kieran Tierney.
Oh, my gosh.
Almost more so than anyone else. Like, Scott McTominay has no responsibility of scoring, right? If he misses, no one cares. The geezer who scored from about 60 yards, if he misses, no one cares.
Yeah.
Tierney, pressure.
I know.
Had to score.
I know, yeah. I know.
Geezer.
And he's getting his flowers. And to be fair, this, especially like his journey, he absolutely deserves it, doesn't he? But I'm with you on the Vegas thing, by the way. I would be there. Oh, God. What a day
Ali
that would
McCoist
be.
in Vegas watching Scotland triumph. Yeah. Now that's a good drink.
Bellingham. I've seen a bit of your reaction to this for England. What do you make of kind of the reaction to him being substituted, etc.? Do you think that I think I know where you stand on it, but the media's going a little bit too far with their isolation of him?
I don't. The reason it's an issue, the reason why I feel like the media are getting it in the neck for something that they're not actually responsible for is because the reason that the media are talking about it is because Tuchel spoke about it in his press conference. Like what Tuchel could have done if he really wanted to dilute the issue is he could have done an Arsene Wenger. Just I didn't see it, mate. I didn't see it. What did you think of Jude Bellingham like getting annoyed when he saw Morgan Rogers warming up? If Tuchel wanted, he goes, I didn't see that.
No, did he?
And it's not an issue.
Yeah.
And it's not an issue. Instead of that, he starts talking about, we're supposed to be brothers. This is a brotherhood.
Yeah.
And effectively says that Jude Bellingham isn't part of the brotherhood.
Do you think that's what he's implying?
I don't think, for one reason or another, and for me it must be another because I can't think of a reason, I don't think that Tuchel is having Bellingham.
Surely not, though.
Well,
Surely not.
What have you seen in Thomas Tuchel's England to suggest that he favours Jude Bellingham?
No, you're right. I mean, don't get me wrong. From what we've seen, it doesn't. He's not the first name on the team sheet that we would expect him to be, and there's obviously been a little bit of fallout as well. But I just can't imagine a manager of Tuchel's calibre, you'll know him better than me, overlooking someone like Jude Bellingham because he just doesn't fancy him. I just can't see that. Surely Jude Bellingham, albeit I think we can win the World Cup without him, and I do feel that the squad is much better off.
I
with
disagree
him,
with you, right?
No, I know.
I disagree. I think we potentially win. We probably don't win the World Cup anyway, but we might win it with Bellingham. I think Bellingham is a difference maker. Is Bellingham a better player than Declan Rice? Possibly not.
Yeah.
Is he a better player than Cole Palmer? Possibly not. But what Bellingham would bring to this England team is immeasurable, and he's the only player that can bring it. Like, I love Harry Kane. I think Harry Kane is a king. I think Bukayo Saka is world class. I think Declan Rice is the best in the world at what he does.
Yeah.
But Jude Bellingham brings something none of them have, which is like that pure, driven, relentless, ruthless pursuit of success. Whatever you think about Harry Kane, however good at football he is, he doesn't have that. He shrinks. When it most matters, and it sounds horrible, it's true.
I don't know.
It's true, though. It's true. I was in Qatar. It's true. I watched him blaze a penalty. You know what I mean? It's true.
Yeah.
Jude Bellingham isn't that. He is the opposite of that. He's almost very... It's... You know when he scored that goal? Who else?
Yeah.
That arrogance,
that
that
swagger.
ego.
Yeah.
That's what makes him brilliant. And that's why he'd be in my England team. And I think Tuchel's looking at the England team and thinking only about balance, which is kind of what people have been asking the England manager to do. I don't want that. I kind of like the idea of picking on form over reputation most of the time, but not in this example.
But would you crowbar players in just because they could potentially win us the game or what have you?
I'd crowbar. If we're going to call it crowbarring, I would crowbar Jude Bellingham into any team.
You would?
Yeah. Mate, if you go and win a European and domestic double at Real Madrid, scoring 1 billion goals in a process on your first season there, there's something about you.
Yeah.
When he playing for England at like 17, it's like, how many, by the time he retires, how many tournaments is he going to play in?
Yeah.
Like, same amount as Luke Shaw or something. It's like Luke Shaw. I remember going to Brazil. I remember being in Brazil when Luke Shaw was playing. He's still playing. Like, what the hell?
I know, yeah.
Like, Jude Bellingham could break that.
Yeah.
So I don't think that Tuchel is having him. And I have seen a world where Tuchel would leave out anyone, which is in a way is good. If the manager, like, he's really having Elliot Anderson, isn't he?
Yeah.
Elliot Anderson will start for
Looks
England.
like it.
So will Declan Rice. Which means, is there room in the team for Jude Bellingham? If Jude Bellingham's... The problem that you have with Bellingham, do you think... This is very difficult, but do you think that you could take Bellingham to a World Cup...
And not start him?
Have him sitting on the bench watching Morgan Rogers play football?
No. Look, no.
It's a mad distraction. Isn't it?
Yeah, it really is, because that's going to ultimately take the headlines across world media. That will be the case because he is a global superstar. For the record, he's in my starting 11. I would start him. Don't get me wrong.
So instead of Rogers,
yeah,
I think Tuchel's having Rogers.
I know. And look, I know. But I would start Jude Bellingham. But I just don't think it's because he's not fancying him. But at the same time, which isn't good for a podcast. I don't know why. Yeah, I just can't put my finger on why.
I think he thinks, and there might be truth in this, I think he thinks that Morgan Rogers is a better footballer, which he could be, by the way. I don't think that Bellingham is a great techie footballer.
No.
I just think he's a winner. I don't know, on some level, being a winner doesn't mean you're the best in your position. It means you're the most valuable. Like Sergio Ramos isn't the best defender we've ever seen.
No.
But he's the most valuable defender. He's the defender that you pick because he is just a win at all costs, guaranteed successful footballer.
Yeah.
I think that Bellingham is that. Bellingham is our version of Ramos.
That winner mentality.
And I want that. England don't have that. We're quite a nice team. We're quite nice guys.
Yeah.
I want a little bit of ego, a little bit of hatefulness, a little bit of sort of desperation to win at all costs.
Yeah, I agree. I think a good comparison to make is kind of that Ronaldo. You'd say Ronaldo's not the best dribbler ever, but he's got that winning mentality. He's got that drive. He'll always know where the goal is, and obviously there's ability there. I think Bellingham is cut from that cloth as well.
Just win.
And the arrogance in a way, but like a good arrogance.
It's ego.
Yes.
And it's what makes him irritable. It's what makes him, some would say, dislikable. It's what Tuchel would say makes him, according to his mother, repulsive.
Yeah.
But I think we need those attributes because as a nation, we don't really have them. And I think Bellingham has gone over to Spain and he has adopted that Real Madrid success, only success. And if he can bring that to England, then fantastic.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, let's break up the football chat a little bit because we're going to preview the upcoming Premier League weekend. She's back, thank God for that.
God.
Let's talk about something else that's been dominating sporting headlines and dominating the sport, really. Jake Paul versus AJ has been announced, and it's only around the corner, really, relatively speaking. Yeah. It looks like that's ready to go. There's a lot of talk about influencer boxing. There's a lot of boxing heads in this building as well, in the talkSPORT towers. What do you make of this fight? Does your mind immediately get drawn to the fact that why has it been made in the first place? Is it concerns over safety? Is it's bad for the sport? Where do you go?
Firstly, I kind of sit on a fence that is a really weird fence to sit on, which is I could be quite pious about it. I could be, talk about it being sacrilegious to the noble sport of boxing, which on some level it is. And I believe that. But I also think, good luck to Anthony Joshua. Of course he has to take this opportunity. Anthony Joshua will presumably fight Tyson Fury next year. Yeah. What he needs this year is a warm-up fight. Mm-hmm. He could have a warm-up fight against... Johnny Fisher, the Russian fellow, that Makhmadev, who beat John. Yeah. And nobody will watch it and nobody will care. Yeah. And that will be his warm-up fight and he'll win it easily. Mm-hmm. Or he could have a warm-up fight that will be the biggest fight of the year in terms of traction. Yeah. And will guarantee him 70 million quid. Yeah. So who on earth is going to walk away from the 70 million quid? Yeah. I don't think that it damages boxing. I don't think it damages anything apart from Jake Paul's jawline. Yeah. The only thing that's in trouble here is Jake Paul's potentially his life. That's the only concern, I think.
Yeah.
That's the only concern.
But it's obviously a concern he's willing to take. With regards to influence of boxing, I know you mentioned it there. It doesn't really particularly offend you. I actually go one further with this. I don't know how controversial this is, but I'm going to say it anyway. I don't think boxing is strong enough to stand on its own 2 feet without this stuff. I really don't. As a sport, before all the money was getting thrown about everywhere, the big fights weren't getting made.
Yeah.
And so, if anything, these influencers have shown how to get it done. Throw money out, put a big production on, and get it done. For example, if you look at football, there's charity matches all the time. There's legend matches all the time. There's sidemen who'll play one another and play the YouTube All-Stars. All these things happen all the time. It never dominates the sport.
No.
It's never in the same breath as taking over the sport. Influence of boxing always offends all the boxing experts, and it offends, I don't know why it's happening. You don't know why it's happening because, in my opinion, they're showing you how to put on a show and showing you how to put fights together. I don't think boxing is strong enough to stand on its own 2 feet, and that's why it intimidates the boxing heads.
Also, it's happening for a very obvious reason. It's happening because there's 2 ways of getting in a ring and selling a fight that is worth 70 million quid each. There's 2 ways of doing it. One, you can be the best boxer in the world. You can garner traction and guarantee eyeballs because of your brilliance. And if you are the very best, you will get those opportunities. Canelo, for example. However, there is another way of getting in the ring, and that is by guaranteeing eyeballs. That is by having 20 million subscribers.
Yeah.
So, look, obviously what we want to see is artistry in the ring. Like, I remember watching that Dmitry Bivol-Beterbiev fight. Yeah. And it was truly beautiful. Like, Dmitry Bivol's one of my most favourite fighters. I love him. I love the way he talks. I love the way he fights. I think he's a genius.
Yeah.
Like, a true great. But realistically, people don't watch it.
No.
This fight will be the biggest fight of the year. More people will watch this fight than watched Conor Benn versus Chris Eubank Jr.
Well, Jake Paul-Mike Tyson was the most streamed boxing event ever, 65 million.
Really?
Yeah. So people will watch it.
Do you know, that fight is actually the worst thing that I think could have possibly happened to Jake Paul, because I think he beat Mike Tyson, and I think he genuinely believed the hype. Yeah. Like, there was a moment where Mike Tyson was trying to walk up some stairs, and you're like, he's kind of struggling going up the stairs. You're like, this isn't okay.
That was a concern for safety for sure.
Yeah. But I think that Jake Paul has gone, do you know, I beat Tyson. And he's got that weird self-belief. He's so successful that he'll be surrounded by yes men. And all of a sudden, he's going to be in the ring, and there's going to be one moment where he's going to go, dear God, what have I done? There's going to be, honestly, that moment will come. Jake Paul is going to go, I'm going to do this to you. I'm going to demolish British boxing, the way he's talking. I'm going to embarrass British boxing.
Yeah.
And he can chat, and it's really easy to chat. But there is going to be a moment in his life, and it's going to come along very soon, where he is going to go, dear God, what have I done? And that moment will come, and it's going to be amazing. And this is why we're all going to watch it. That moment will probably come 30 seconds before the bell for the first round.
Yeah.
When he's going to look across at AJ. AJ's going to be stood there like ripped, a former world champion, someone who's beaten Klitschko, who is borderline in his prime.
Do you think he'll get that version of him?
Mate, he's 6'6". He's 6'6".
I know.
And Jake Paul is going to look across and go, dear God, what have I done? What have I done? And at that point, there's no turning back.
No.
And I think that the fight probably lasts at most 2 rounds.
Hopefully. Do you think they'll let him off the leash like that? Do you think AJ will just let it go? Do you think he would?
He's a warrior in the ring. I don't think well, somebody more intelligent than me on boxing will be able to answer this. And I'd love to know the answer. I'd love to know what Spencer Oliver thinks about this, right?
Yeah.
But I don't think that a boxer has the ability to go at 90%.
Pull his punches.
I don't think so. I really don't. Maybe I'm wrong. But if you think about AJ, his entire life has been shaped up for when you hear that ring, you are a pit bull.
Yeah.
This geezer, as well, has been speaking about you.
I know.
He's got a lot to say.
I know.
Not only about you, but about British boxing, about the state of boxing, about what he's going to do to you. Your responsibility on some level is to teach him a lesson. And I just don't know how Jake Paul hasn't looked at what happened with Ngannou. That Ngannou knockout is one of the most brutal knockouts.
It is brutal.
Because you know what upsets me about it, Ryan? Whenever you watch it, if you look at Ngannou, his leg, he's so spark out that he collapses, and he is a Rizla paper away from his knee being buckled under
100%.
him. And you're like, mate, you've knocked out Francis Ngannou easy, and you've hit him so hard that he's out before he's even out.
Unbelievable. And he gave Fury
and he's a better fighter than you.
Yeah.
He's a much better fighter. France and Garn who kills Jake Paul.
I know. Yeah, 100%. Look, but this is the thing. I think that's why people will view it, because they'll want to see Jake. Jake Paul is a great villain. In all credit to him, he knows exactly what he's doing.
He's a brilliant, brilliant
pantomime villain. And people will view this to watch AJ demolish him.
You know, when you hear anybody being sneery about it, ask them genuinely. Fine, I agree with you. Whatever. If you I read a piece that Gareth A. Davis wrote where he was not supportive of the fight generally. I will ask Gareth A. Davis when I see him. That's fine, but will you watch it? And I think that everybody will say yes, they will.
Yeah.
And therefore, the job's done.
Gareth will probably go. He'll be there.
Gareth will be there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So there's a snobbery there within the boxing community, looking down on influencer boxing. Enjoy it. It's putting eyes on your sport, man. You know, that's the way I look at it.
Absolutely.
Anyway. Right then, here we are. It's time to preview the Premier League. So we'll be building a studs up acca between the two of us. And we'll be given 3 games to preview. The games are Manchester United versus Everton, Newcastle versus City, and Arsenal versus Tottenham. Which out of Newcastle, City and Arsenal, Tottenham do you want to preview? Do you want to actually hang your hat on? We'll pick the third one together.
Let's do Arsenal and Tottenham together then.
All right, let's do that. Let's start there then. So first of all, how big a derby is this? Like, this is
Arsenal Tottenham.
Yeah.
I mean, it
produces good games as well, you know?
Yeah, it's huge. It's huge. There's so much at stake, and Tottenham have a fantastic opportunity. Tottenham aren't a bad team, certainly not away from home. And they have an opportunity now, off the back of what we saw happen to Arsenal at Sunderland, just a slight chink in the armour. Tottenham now have an opportunity to really do their best to deprive Arsenal of a league. If Arsenal beat Tottenham, which they probably will, but if they do, normal services resumed. Sunderland suddenly looks like a good point.
Yeah.
Arsenal are cruising away. They can put their feet up. They can have a cigar and they can wait for City to play the next day.
Yeah.
Right? That's the dream scenario for Arsenal. Tottenham, though, have a real brilliant opportunity.
Yeah, and you're saying that because, well, there's a multitude of reasons, I'm sure, but there's some injuries there within this Arsenal squad. Gabriel's injured.
Yeah.
They've just leaked 2 goals as well. We talked about moments in time.
Exactly.
This is potentially a very good time to play them. However, they are away from home. Gyökeres might be out as well. Yeah. I'm reading that.
And symbolically, if Arsenal go 2 games where they don't win, like, it doesn't... I'm always of the opinion that a good point against Tottenham for Arsenal, a good point at Sunderland. But the world isn't really like that anymore. And something symbolic will happen.
Yeah.
City are going to be a point behind them or something like that. And suddenly, Arsenal can hear the galloping of Guardiola coming behind them. And I don't know if they're ready to be pace setters. Everything that Arsenal are labelled, let's go just what they say, the Botland thing.
Yeah.
They have an opportunity, Arsenal, to say we're not bottlers. Watch us demolish Tottenham at home. They win 3-0. Yeah. Suddenly Sunderland looks like a good point. They draw 1-0. They 2 consecutive games dropping points. They got Bayern Munich and Chelsea to come. City probably beat Newcastle, and all of a sudden...
I know. This is the thing. Well, he talks about injuries there as well. Spurs, plenty of injuries. You've already got Kulusevski. You've got your best mate, Maddison, as well. He's injured. You've got Kudus, he's injured. What
will it be? Odegaard? Who would I use? Odegaard? Johnson, maybe. Yeah,
potentially. But and you look at and this is, I didn't pick up on this last week, and I listened back to the podcast because I'm sad like that. Mickey van der Ven is their top goal scorer. I still think
scored 8 goals.
Yeah. In 2 different competitions, I think. Is that a bad sign? is that a sign?
It's not ideal.
Or is it a sign of a world class centre back who's at the peak of his powers?
It's both. It's a sign of a very, very good centre half and a very, very bad front line.
Do you think?
Yeah. So look, however good your centre half is, you shouldn't be outscoring your centre forward. Doesn't matter what. Like, doesn't matter if it's Steve Bruce at Man United that season, John Terry at Chelsea. It just shouldn't happen.
Yeah.
So look, Tottenham's front line, like, Richarlison's not a Premier League footballer.
He's embarrassing, Rory.
Yeah, Richarlison's not a Premier League footballer. Brennan Johnson, I know Brennan Johnson sort of arrives at the back post quite well, but I can't really get my head around that Brennan Johnson's starting for a Champions League.
Spurs fans love him.
He's not good enough.
Oh, you don't think so?
No, he's not. He's the least controversial thing I've ever said, Ryan. Brennan Johnson.
I don't know about that.
Brennan Johnson's not good enough to play for Tottenham. Not really.
Wow. I obviously, my fingers aren't on the pulse as much as the Spurs fan base. Maybe I'm overreacting here, but I was under the impression they really, really like Brennan Johnson.
They might. Look, I'm not speaking for Tottenham fans here. I'm not speaking on their behalf at all. My opinion on him, thinking of who Tottenham are, what they represent, the fact that they're in the Champions League and what their ambitions are, they don't get any of those ambitions pretty much with this front line. Kudus is fine but inconsistent.
Yeah.
Richarlison is now pretty much a joke. And Brennan Johnson just isn't good enough. Like, Odegaard should probably start, and he's not that good.
No. All right, then. Okay, here we go, then. With that being said, what we'll do, the way we'll pick this one is I'll give you a team and I'll take a team, and we'll give a score prediction each.
Come on in.
So, do you want Arsenal or Tottenham? You have Arsenal.
I'll go Arsenal.
Go on. What do you think? How many will they score?
I hope they don't, but I actually think it will be a good old-fashioned George Graham 1-0 to the Arsenal.
I think nil with Tottenham. I do. I think Arsenal will score 1, and I think Tottenham won't score. So we're actually on the exact same page.
Well, 1-0.
1-0. Yeah. So we'll
it could be 1-1 though, just because if Tottenham get it right, Frank's a good manager. If they just find a way.
Where does the goal come from, though? Where does the goal?
I don't know.
Come
Saliba's out.
from?
Gabriel's out.
Gabriel, yeah, I know. I still don't think they get through that.
You're
Arsenal
probably
defense.
right.
I'm going to go 1-0 Arsenal as well, so we'll lock it in. Arsenal win. Here's your game then. Newcastle versus Manchester City. There's a lot going on with Man City at the moment. Obviously, Erling Haaland is unbelievable, but then there's unpep-like players that are playing really well. In Doku, he's having an unbelievable season so far. Looks like he's always had the attributes. He's finding the final product. How will this go? And let's lock in your prediction for that
City win this game.
You think?
Yeah, City win this game.
Because they're good or because Newcastle are bad?
All of the above.
Really?
All of the above, yeah. I think Newcastle are very beatable at the moment. And I feel sorry for Eddie Howe. It's just not going his way. His big players aren't performing. He had a terrible, terrible summer. And they're paying the price for that at the moment.
Yeah.
City are, let's remember, we're saying that Arsenal could be vulnerable because of the last game that we saw. The last time we saw Man City kick a ball, it was their best performance of the season.
Yeah.
They're serious. And they know that they need to win. They know that they need to get it right. And I just don't think going to St James's Park, it's an intense game, but it's not a difficult game.
Yeah.
They'll win.
Yeah. You think so?
I think they'll win. I think they'll batter Newcastle, to be honest.
Erling Haaland, I mentioned him there. Give me your thoughts on Erling Haaland. You've had one of the most infamous quotes about Erling Haaland.
Yeah, a long time ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's this season. It's a version of Haaland that I didn't think existed. Like last year, I know he scored a lot of goals, but I was quite disappointed. When it was all going wrong for City, he's meant to be their talisman, and he shrunk.
Yeah.
Do you know when I was really surprised by him? FA Cup final, that penalty.
Oh, I know.
Like he's their main man. He's their main centre forward. Why on earth is that happening when a penalty is awarded?
Yeah. Sure.
So I expect more from him because he's so good. And this year, my God, he's gone beyond what my expectations were.
He's hit another stratosphere.
It's the variety of goals as well. It's the variety. Like, did you know when they beat Brentford 1-0?
Yeah.
The goal that he scored and the City performance was very in keeping with modern day City and what we know of Haaland since he arrived in the Premier League. He basically beat up his centre half, was stronger, faster, and finished it well.
Yeah.
We've seen that 100,000 times from Haaland, right?
Yeah.
What has changed is the dinks, the clever. He scored a goal in Europe, and it was like a backwards header running the wrong way. Monaco?
Yeah.
Was it Monaco?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Monaco, maybe.
But another goal.
He ran the wrong way and headed it the wrong way and scored.
Yeah.
And it's like, ingenuity, cleverness, the timing, the deft finish. He's gone into a position. He's carrying that team.
Yeah.
He's carrying that team. So, yeah, I mean, with Haaland in the team, Donnarumma's brilliant.
As well.
I mean, Cherky's good. There's a lot of good players. But I kind of think if you've got the best goalkeeper in the world, as they arguably do, and the best centre-forward in the world, as they arguably do.
You've got a chance.
And Pep Guardiola, the best manager in the world, almost not arguably. Yeah, you kind of got a chance. Yeah.
You did something
You roll
wrong.
the dice, don't you?
Did I get a score prediction from you?
Yeah, I'll go. I think City win 4-0.
4-0?
4-0.
Wow.
Better Newcastle.
4-0. I did not expect you to say that. All right. Well, I'm locking it in. I'm not going to try and change your mind. Man United Everton is the game we'll finish on to finish this ACCA, and that's it's my job to lock in it. Manchester United undefeated in 5. That's everywhere. Where you look, undefeated in 5. I'm not about that undefeated stat. I think we've drawn the last 2 games and we had a real opportunity to win the last 2 games. To be honest with you, we outplayed Spurs for vast majority of that game, and then it looked like we were going to capitulate. Thank God we rescued that one. And obviously just before the break we drew that as well. So, where am I going to go with this one? Well, it's obviously the return of Moyes. So that's
you should win, but I can see why you don't know what you're doing here. I can see why it's difficult.
It's difficult because of the international break. I don't know whether it's helped us or hindered us. We're just in that really delicate spot at the moment, Manchester United. However, it is much better than last season. That is for sure. And I've been doing deep dives. I've been looking at tactical breakdowns about what Amorim's doing, and essentially what he's done is he's just making sure all the football is in front of the defence. That's what he's doing now. He's just long balling it. It's a glorified long ball and making sure that we win the second ball. Yeah, absolutely not. And the biggest take from that, as me as a Manchester United fan, is oh my God, Amorim can pivot. He can change. It's not about. He knows they can't play out from the back. He just knows that that's the case. I think only 30% of the action areas at the back line at the moment. It's all up there. So so I know that he's pivoted, and I do expect Manchester United to win at home. That's the feeling I'm getting. And I don't want to go too early here, but we've got one of the best players in the league in Mbeumo. I think he is one of the best players in the league. And he's in hot form at the moment. I'm going to say Manchester United win, and I'm going to say we win 2-1.
Yeah, it'd be a hard game. Yeah. Everton are always a hard game. There's added spice of Moyes. The Moyes thing, though, makes me think it could go either way for him. Yeah. I feel like it could do Manchester United real harm. And Moyes is back, and Moyes gets one over on his former club. Yeah. Or you just kind of batter him 3 or 4-0.
Yeah, it will be one of them.
It's a hard one to predict. This it's the hardest one to predict of the three.
Yeah, it is hard. Another thing I'll say though as well, I've said it on a few other shows, but Casemiro has been unbelievable. A man reborn. We love redemption arcs. I've been Maguire's biggest critic, for example.
Yeah, no, been great.
But his redemption arc's been brilliant. Casemiro's on that level as well. He's been so good. The statistics of when he comes off the field and how Manchester United capitulate when that happens is just very telling. So I think he'll play a big role as well. I really do on the weekend, and he knows where to find the goal as well. So I'm going 2-1. I'm locking it in. Don't change my mind, Rory. And you can get the Studs Are Back at live. You can get it on site now, and you can get it on the app as well. So there we are as we move on. The closing stages of the show, Rory, with a home of Mount Rushmore. Of course we are. So we're going to pick another one this week, and it's quite a juicy one. Ahead of the North London derby, I imagine. We're picking the best footballing derbies. That's what we're picking. So I've got a few in front of me, and we get to pick 2 each this week, but we can just come to a consensus.
Yeah,
we do what we want.
Yeah, we can. We'll do this. Oh, I also think there's a clear right answer.
Okay, in terms of, we're definitely locking one in. Are you going to go Old Firm?
Yeah, if we're doing, we're not just Premier League, right?
No, it's all over.
Yeah. So the Old Firm's number one, no doubt.
Yeah, I agree.
It's incomparable to any derby.
Yeah.
So that obviously has to be number one. The argument that you then make would be, hang on, is this, I know it's not a derby in the traditional sense of the word, but is it something that you want to discuss?
Go on.
Manchester United, Liverpool.
See, now, this is such a good question because I'm looking at a list of derbies, and it's not on there.
It's not an inner city. It's not intercity.
No, but it's always
the biggest rivalry in the country, the biggest game in the Premier League. I think it's second, isn't it, in terms of eyeballs to Real Madrid, Barcelona.
It says football derbies here, but I feel like it is a derby personally.
I think it depends on what game we're playing. Are we playing venom, hostility, antipathy, edge?
Because it's the biggest in the country if we're factoring everything in England, for sure.
You know, if you want to do like some of the most aggressive, you'll have to start talking about Southampton, Portsmouth as a rivalry, not as a derby, but you start talking about Wolves, West Brom, or you start talking about Swansea, Cardiff, or you start talking about Birmingham Villa. Hateful. Birmingham Villa could be in this.
Yeah,
but equally, they don't have the eyes of the world on. West Ham, Millwall is a proper the
grim definition of a derby,
and it's way more hate-filled than Everton, Liverpool.
Yeah.
But Everton Liverpool's a far bigger game with far more at stake. They've taken league titles off each other. They've taken FA Cup finals off each other.
Let's do the biggest and the best then. Let's do that.
Okay. So Man United, that means Man United Liverpool are going to be on it.
I'd put them on it personally.
If in our definition of a derby.
Yeah. I'd put that on there. And then obviously I've got a few here. So I'm gonna list them off here. El Clasico, you having that?
I don't know. I mean, it's a great game. It's a great game, and but no, it's not for me. I don't think it's got that. I don't think it's got that aggression.
Ronaldo, Messi was a peak era, wasn't it? And we're not there anymore.
Yeah,
I think that's probably what it is. I'm with you. I'm not feeling that one either. We've got Merseyside derby, which you've already mentioned.
Merseyside derby's great, but I just don't think it's got the. Merseyside derby might be in this, but then the problem that you have when you try and weigh this one up is you'll always have a team who aren't even that hated by the opposition.
Yeah,
it's like. look, Liverpool fans would never want Everton to win the league. But they don't hate Everton. They hate Man United.
Yeah, it's true.
They would rather Everton win the league than Man United.
Yeah, it means nothing. It pales in comparison.
Yeah, it's like Man United, Man City. Yeah, it's not. It's not.
Absolutely not. I completely agree. So, all right, we'll park that one. Boca Juniors River Plate's on here.
I don't know enough about it.
Yes,
I don't know enough.
The Super Classico. From what I know, though,
from what I know,
electric.
And I've been in with
hostile.
Argentina fans before, and it's lively.
Yeah, lively. I feel like we'd get crucified if we don't put that on.
Let's put it on.
So should we put that on there as well? So we've definitely locked in Old Firm. We've locked in Man United, Liverpool, and we've locked in the Super Classico.
Yeah.
And we've got one more place to go. So
is it English or is it like, again? I know it's not a derby, but in terms of rivalries, I know like PSG and Marseille don't have opposition fans because it goes so nuts.
Yeah, that's on the list. That's on the list as well. The Classica, Ajax Feyenoord. You've got Roma Lazio, the Roma derby.
Roma Lazio.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, Roma Lazio. But is it?
Are we stupid not putting El Clasico on there? Are we being stupid? Let's be honest.
Maybe it is El Clasico then.
Because I think people are going to listen.
It's the biggest game in the world.
Two biggest teams in the world.
It's too big, yeah. In terms of a fixture that gets more eyeballs than any other fixture in the world, more people watch Barcelona versus Real Madrid than anything else, apart from Man United, Liverpool. They're neck and neck. Man United, Liverpool sometimes wins.
Yeah.
Barcelona, Real Madrid sometimes wins. But those two fixtures are head and shoulders above every other fixture that you could put forward.
Agreed. You've talked me into it. We're going to lock that in. Okay. I feel like there's loads of people listening going, how can you just dismiss
But you see, what I
Clasico?
like from derbies, I'd be more likely to go Birmingham Villa. Like, I remember when Birmingham played Villa. Birmingham won, I think. Birmingham were on the pitch. They were shooting fireworks into the Villa away end. Like, now that's a derby,
right?
You know?
Now I know what your standard is.
West Ham Millwall, they were all on the pitch.
Yeah. So maybe we do the feistiest derbies.
Yeah,
maybe we do that one of the weeks as well. And that's it. There we go. Anything else you want to say, Rory? Because
mate,
passed so
quickly. It's been
an
honour.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Always a pleasure, is it? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, listen, we'll go and play some FIFA now. How about that? I'll bring my PlayStation next week and we can do that. Right. Thank you very much for listening, guys. That has of course been Studs Up, brought to you by talkSPORT Bet. And thank you for listening. We will be back next week, so tune in. See you later.